students. In today's session we are going to look at some more programs in BASIC using for loop. And suppose a question is given that we have to enter a number and check if it is a pronic number. So pronic number is a number like suppose it is 12, and before that how many numbers are present which consecutively multiply to give you 12, like 3 and 4. So 3 into 4 gives you 12, right? So let's see how do we do such type of program. We are going to open here BASIC, and this is my BASIC. So first we are going to do is what? New auto. Then here we are going to input a number n. We'll make flag is equal to 0, and we'll be running a loop for I is equal to 1 to n, and we'll check if I into I plus 1 is equal to n, then flag will turn out to be 1. Next I. Outside the loop we are going to write if flag is equal to 1, then print it is pronic number. Else print not pronic. And what is this program exactly doing for us? Let's see. See, in this program what we have done is in 10 line number we are taking an input from the user. Then flag has turned out to be 0. Then for I is equal to 1 to n is doing what? It is running a loop from 1 to 12. Suppose I have entered 12. Presently what is the value of I? It is 1. So I, that means 1 into I plus 1. 1 into 2 is equal to 12. No, it is not a condition. It is not matching. So again with next I it will increase its value. It will become 2 and come inside. 2 into 2 plus 1 is 3. So 2 into 3 is going to give you 6, which is not equal to n, and n is 12. So again with next I it will increase its value. I will become 3. It will come inside, and here I was 3. 3 into 3 plus 1 is 4. So 3 into 4 is 12. 12 is equal to 12 is a true condition. Then here I have turned flag as 1. Initially flag was 0 over here, and now it has turned out to be 1. So outside the loop we are going to check if flag has turned out 1 at any stage, then print it is a pronic number, else print not pronic. Right? So let's run this program. I am giving here 12 and it is saying it is a pronic number. So any such number in which two consecutive numbers when multiplied together will give you that number. Now let's look at another program. The program says that we have to print factors of a number which is given by the user. Factors means the numbers in which this particular number given by the user occurs. So let's see how do we do it. Again we are going to write new, then auto, input n, and then we'll run for I is equal to 1 to n minus 1. If suppose it is said that you have to neglect that number, excluding that number, so we'll say n minus 1. If n mod I is equal to 0, then we have to keep on printing the value of I in which this number occurs. So let's try to understand this, how this is going to take place. See, in this program we have taken input n. For I is equal to 1 to n minus 1. Suppose the value of n given by the user is 6. So this loop is going to run from 1 to 5. if 6 mod I is equal to 0, yes, 6 occurs in the table of 1, so the value is 0, the remainder. Then print I means now 1 will be printed on the screen because 6 occurs in the table of 1. Next I will become 2. If n mod 2 is equal to 0, yes, 6 occurs in the table of 2 also, then print I means 2 will also be printed. Next I becomes 3. Then the next loop will occur, and if 6 mod 3 is equal to 0 is a true condition, then print I will print 3 also. Next I will become 4, but 6 does not come in the table of 4. Then next I becomes 5, 6 does not occur in the table of 5. So till now we have been getting on the screen only 1, 2 and 3. Let's see the output. So I am giving here 6 and it is giving me 1, 2, 3, 6. If I run again and I give 15, 15 occurs in the table of 1, 3 and 5. So these are the factors of 15. Suppose this program is reciprocated and said that instead of printing the value of I in which that number occurs, you have to find the sum of those factors. So instead of writing print I, we are going to sum it up. Let's make the modifications in this program. List, I'll only change line number 30. If n mod I is equal to 0, then sum is equal to sum plus I. One more line number I'll have to add, and that is, instead of 50 I'll be writing a 45 line number in which I'll be printing sum. Now let's list this, right? So then print I, instead of then print I we have got here then sum is equal to sum plus I. And then next I, and after the loop has finished we are going to print sum. So if we run this program and I am giving here 6, I'll be getting the sum as 6 because 1 plus 2 plus is 6. And if I give again 15, so 1 plus 3 plus 5 will give us 9, the sum of those factors, right? Now suppose a question comes that we have to enter we have to enter the selling price and the cost price for 20 products and find out the loss or the profit that has been incurred. So in that case what we are going to do, in maths people must have studied selling price and cost price and how to calculate the profit. The profit becomes available only when the selling price is greater than the cost price. But if the selling price is less than the cost price, then loss occurs. So let's see how do we do this. New auto, and we'll be running a for loop for I is equal to, I'll be running for 5 times because it will be a lengthy program till 20 running on the screen. So I'll be saying input selling price and cost price, and I'll be checking if selling price is less than the cost price, then print loss is equal to selling price minus cost price. That means you'll be getting a negative answer. Or instead of that you can write cost price minus SP, so that you may come to know कि cost price तो इतना था, selling price इतना, तो कितने का नुकसान हुआ. Else means if selling price is greater than the cost price, then we will be printing profit is equal to selling price minus cost price. Next I and N. So what will happen if you are inputting, when I is 1, you are inputting selling price and cost price. If the selling price is less than the cost price, naturally आपका नुकसान हुआ, you are getting a loss. Then you will be printing loss is equal to cost price minus selling price. Else you will be printing profit has been incurred, and you will be printing selling price minus cost price. So let's run this program. So if I enter here as selling price 120 and my cost price was 100, so a profit of 20 rupees has been occurred. Then for the next product, if I say my selling price is 150 but the cost price was 200, so there was a loss of 50 rupees because I could not make out till 200. Then for the third product, if I say the selling price is 60 but the cost price was 40 rupees, so 20 rupees as a profit. Then if I say 150 as a selling price and cost price as 180, so 30 rupees loss has been incurred. And if I say the selling price is 200 and the cost price was suppose 190, so a profit of 10 rupees has been incurred. So 5 times this program has been run. Similarly for 20 products also it will run, right? So these were some of the programs that were important to be discussed with for loop. So hope this programming is clear to you people, and if you have understood, you can press the like button and subscribe to our channel. Thank you.